Hi, I'm Ian Twombly with AOPA Media, and today we're going to try not to land.
AOPA keeps flying safe, accessible, and fun by protecting your freedom to fly. We are the most trusted one-stop resource for all things related to general aviation. Become an AOPA pilot today.
Okay, so what do I mean by not landing? Well, today we're going to do some go-arounds. And I know it seems like a basic maneuver, but believe it or not, there are accidents from go-arounds all the time, every year. Lots of takeoff stalls and other issues. And I think it's because people get a little flustered because they're close to the ground. So we're going to start today up high. So we want to get this mindset of a really methodical approach. Today we're at 3,000 feet. The exact altitude doesn't matter. You get in your landing configuration, so we'll slow down, add some flaps. We're just demonstrating a landing, putting ourselves in that familiar position. So we got about 1,500 RPM in this 172, car beats out, full flaps. And we're coming down final approach, we're about 65. One way to think about the technique of a go-around is that it's almost like a power off stall recovery in slow motion. So we're just going to add power, pull the nose up, stop that descent, keep coming in with power, RP'd off. And of course, the first thing we notice is that it's a little sluggish because we got full flaps. And then we're going to clean it up just like we do that power off stall. We're going to go first notch of flaps. Then we're going to see positive rate. Again, checking the speed, making sure that we've got a safe margin. Flaps to 10. And then once we hit VY, flaps all the way out. And that's all there is to it. You, of course, have to remember, fly the airplane first, right? It's always aviate, navigate, communicate. So that means stop the descent, initiate the climb, then worry about sidestepping the runway, then worry about talking to ATC. So again, nice, easy practice. We'll go RP, power, full flaps, and start our descent. The other thing is, it's a multi-step process. Don't think you have to jam the power in, climb away, right away. Again, it's not an emergency. First thing we want to do is stop the descent. Stopping the descent, how do we do that? Nose comes up a little bit, power comes in. Don't have to jam full power right away. If you do in some airplanes, you're going to get that really strong pitching moment, which with full flaps is a bit of a dangerous situation, and you got to sometimes push on the yoke. That gets really complicated. We want to make this as easy as possible. We're just going to go power, pitch, stop that descent. That's all we do. Okay, now we've got our bearings, full power, nose comes up, but very slowly. My eyes are outside. I got first notch of flaps up. We got a positive rate. Second notch of flaps. Now I can look down, make sure I'm sidestepping the runway. Small bank. And last notch of flaps, and we're climbing away as normal. All right, so now we can go down to the runway and try it down there. So just because we're closer to the ground doesn't mean we should start to really get agitated or freaked out or scared or anything like that. Just like when we practiced up high. The idea is to just, first of all, stop the descent. So we'll say, okay, airplane pulls out on the runway. Just a little pitch up and see how just partial power, we're already climbing. I got my bearings now. I've got the control feel. I know I need to push. We're going to go full power. We're going to go first notch of flaps, looking down at the runway, making sure that there's no conflict. Now, when I'm settled, I'm going to start to sidestep. We got positive rate, so I can go flaps 10. I got my eyes outside the whole time, making sure that I don't overpitch. And now we got VY, so we're going to go flaps 0. That's all there is to it. Nice controlled motions. All right, we'll do one more of those. 06 Echo, final 16. Here, okay. Okay, so this time we're going to approximate kind of a worst case scenario, which is we're going to go a lot of nose up trim. So let's say we just practiced maybe an emergency approach or something like that, and we want to go around. So this is kind of your worst case scenario. You're getting kind of low, you're slow on speed, and you think, uh-oh, I really need to go around. So the natural inclination is to kind of freak out, but instead you just go stop the descent. So it's power and see. Already I got a really strong up pitch motion. So I'm going to come and just make sure that my eyes are outside. I'm going to relieve some of that pressure. Whole time, eyes outside, reacting to where the
traffic,
nose is.
Bonanza 43010,
All right,
5
now I
miles
can go
left
10
inbound
up
for
on
the
flaps
left
once I'm
9131.
controlled.
Or still.
We got a positive rate. Going flaps 10. Now making sure I've got full power. And VY flaps 0. So that's kind of worst case, and it's an example of why you can't get really scared or agitated or anything, and it has to be a controlled maneuver with your eyes outside the whole time. So it's power, stop that descent, initiate that climb, and flaps come out in increments.